Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Wednesday, the 27th of December. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you're all very, very well. I think it's Wednesday. We'll go with that. Days of the week, every year it's the same. You just get, I don't know. I get massively confused. Right, I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with Wednesday. So that is what we're on. So we've got today's bets. We've got a bit of a Limerick, Leopardstown, Chepstow look, but the reality is I've mainly stuck to the most obvious races, and I've got a 24.50 stake across three bets. It's two Canadians and one combination double with the Welsh Grand National and my preferred one of the Irish handicaps. So 24.50. It's only 8 races and there is 12 selections in total. So that is coming to you. Before I do that, I need to do the review of Tuesday, which wasn't great. And then that's all I'm going to do for today's video because I'm uploading this morning. Life got in the way a little bit last night. So, I had to be a bit of a morning upload, I'm afraid. Well, not afraid. I'm just telling you the facts. I'm sure people appreciate. Christmas can be family time and the stuff I need to do that's more important than even doing the channel. Let's spin through. So, where Tuesday... 19 on, it was 351 back. It wasn't very good, was it? That one fell when looking like a pretty good thing, and then no good, so it didn't matter anyway. So the win bet was done, and then we had one out the placings, no good. I think it was actually last, drifted like a barge and was last. That was one out the placings for most, but Sky did pay it out. So if you were Sky, you got a little bit back off that. I think it was 33's SP. Zeaban, no good. Frisbird, no good. So 2-1 out the placings, or one place if you were Sky, but no return. And then no good, non-runner. And then that one was the best one, well backed in. Was a 25p Rule 4 deduction. So it ended up being 19 on, 351 back. That was all we had for our endeavour. So we start the week minus 15 quid. And we move on to Wednesday's selection. So yeah, two Canadians. And there's a few people been reporting they've been struggling to get some bets on. It's always when I do Canadians and bigger prices. So yeah, it just exposes the fact that the bookmakers don't want big liabilities on this sort of level of combination bet. And they're also sensitive to multiple accounts putting on multiple bets, and there's not really much way around this unless I just literally put out singles. If people are going to copy what I'm doing, then certain bookmakers aren't going to like it, and you're going to struggle to put them on in places. You could go into a shop and put them on, but you're not necessarily always going to get favourable terms. Albeit William Hill are all right today. So as long as they translate to shop terms. If I was out on the high street, then William Hill, certainly in the UK, is where I'd be putting the bet on. Okay, so this is what I've got. So I had a long look at the 12 o'clock Chepstow. I've got one early race. By the way, 3 minutes 45 seconds. I'm giving you the tips. Someone will be happy. Oh no, he won't anymore. He's not watching. Anyway, 12 o'clock Chepstow. Yeah, spent quite a bit of time on this 12 o'clock Chepstow. After that, it's the 220 is the next race I've got an interest in on one of the other bets, but 12 o'clock. And I've settled down on Come On Naya. You can get hundreds in places. It's one of them ones where I think it'd be worth going in the side markets if you can find the right sort of prices, but 365 actually weren't favourable. So, yeah, worth having a little shop around. But I think that horse will come on from its last run, where it actually, if you watch it back, it got hampered when it was sort of slightly coming into contention, and you've got a yard there that will run their horses reasonably honestly, I would say. So I think a bit of improvement. I don't like the fact it's 15 runners and it's a maiden. That I prefer maybe 12 runners, and if it was a novice, the price would probably even be bigger. But 80 to 1, I'm happy enough to try luck on the main market, where really I think that horse is probably a 5th, 6th, but we've had a few of these that have popped up, and I felt like it was worth chancing. So 12 o'clock Chepstow, Come On Naya, 80s. 250 Welsh National. I think the value play, I've gone around this a few times and I've ended up going on the pipe horse. And interestingly, Michael regular viewer put a comment on about the David pipe horses and just how David's just quite far away from what his dad achieved at the moment. The pipe horses are sort of last couple of years not been as brilliant, and they're sort of struggling for stable stars. I think this horse, my read of it, has been laid out for the race. So I'm hoping for a nice enough run, because it's clearly demonstrated three and a little bit miles on dodgy ground. It's a good horse. Shove it over shorter, shove it over hurdles, not so good. And I think this has been a bit of a plan for this horse. Martin Pipe won the Welsh National lots of times. David Pipe's not won the Welsh National. But yeah, I feel like that's the value play. So we're going only the bold, 250 Chepstow, 3 o'clock Leopardstown, Fakir de Len. That 3 o'clock, it's too busy, that race for me. So I've gone one selection. I've left it out of combos, and I wasn't going to double up and do another selection. I've just gone with the one that I think is the most solid. There's some bigger prices that personally I'll be playing a little bit with. But in terms of actual for the channel main market, Fakir Dilen is where I'm going to centre on. I'm just going to go one horse. I think something like 27 runners in that race. Yes, you're paying 6 places in a lot of bookmakers, but you do the maths on 6th place and 27 runners. It's not brilliant. So Fakir Dilen 16s, 312 Limerick, Duke Otto 20-1, and the 530 Wolves Balmy Breeze 20-1, 10p each way Canadian. 75p each way single on Come On Naya, the bigger price, and then 50p each way singles on the others. That is 10.70. Sky are best in place terms, and then most of the bookies are similar, but Hills and 888 are 4 on this one as well as Sky. So Hills and 888, you'd get the same place terms with most bookies, but when you get to the 530, you'll get an extra place with Hills and 888. So Hills, 888, edge it. And then we've got 365 and Paddy are joint 4th best. That is bet 1, 10.70 is the bet. Then bet 2, the other Canadian is this 220 Leopardstown. We're starting with Walhan, well backed on this channel. We're going 14-1 Walhan. 237 Limerick, Friends and Commerce. I'm pretty sure that's been in the plans before, but Friends and Commerce 18-1. Then the 250, my anti-post tip that we talked about, 33s. That is my second choice in the Welsh National at 12s. So that gives you an indication about I'm happy with where we were with 33s, albeit 33s 4 places. We've got 12-1 6 places here. But Truckers Lodge, yeah, I still think there's mileage in that mark and that age of that horse. Yeah, it is in. And then we're going 312 Limerick, the Truant 11s, and finishing off at Wolverhampton 8:30, very late on last race, Lil Wade 20s. 10p each way Canadian again. Then we've got 50, I'm not sure of the colours because the light's pretty poor in here this morning. 50p each way singles, that is on the 3 bigger prices. So hopefully that's nice and straightforward. It's Walhan, Friends and Commerce, Little Wade, 50p each way. 50p win, Truckers Lodge, the Truant. And then there's a 30p each way double on Friends and Commerce, Little Wade, makes it to 9.80. Sky come out best on this, 365 second best. And then Hills and 888 again, because there's along with 365, Hills and 888 are 4 on this Wolverhampton race. So Hills and 888 looking quite nice for Wolverhampton bets. So if you hadn't already picked that up and you've got multiple accounts, then worth having a look. If you've not got a Sky account, certainly Hills 888 for Wolverhampton tonight look quite good. And then Paddy 5th best, 9.80 is the bet. That's bet 2. And then the combo doubles, I've stuck 2 extras in the Welsh National to go with the 2 I've got and the 2 that I've already talked about in the 312 Limerick. So we've got 250 Chepstow. Most bookies are paying 6, which is brilliant. Definitely the best race of the day by a mile to have a bet in. And the second best race is the 312 at Limerick. So 250, Truckers Lodge, only the bold. I've added in Chambard. I think 10s is still okay for a horse that has not really done much wrong and will like conditions. So we're going to go Chambard at 10s. And then there's quite a few out of the handicap, despite the fact there's not actually really anything top draw in the race. But Dodero Vallis, it's been running over the cross-country fences and looking like it quite enjoyed it, to be fair. And yeah, I think that's on a competitive enough mark, given that on the cross country fences, it was running about £7 higher. Even it was out the handicap there, and it's out the handicap here, but it's actually £7 better off for what it was doing at Cheltenham on cross country fences. So we'll try Dodero Vallis at 28s. It was much bigger. I think if you go 24 hours ago, you could have got 66s, but I still think there's mileage in 28s. And then the 312, the Truant and Duke Otto that we've already got. 8 times 25 each way doubles. £4 is your bet. Sky Bass, because you can get 7 on there, and I think you can get 6 on there. I think that's right. Everyone else is pretty much muchness. You would want to get a bookie paying 6 and 5. That's what you want. £4 bet free. Okay. Yeah, that is what I got. 24.50. So we started off with 19 on the Boxing Day, 24.50 on the Wednesday. So it's a little bit better, but yeah, it's not so far quite how I was hoping it might be, and you often get on these ones. But the Irish races, we've got, like today, we've got one race that's got too many runners, and then we've got a few that are sort of less than the 16 runner mark we'd be really wanting, because that's when you push into 5-place markets often. So we'll see what the last 2 days of Limerick and Leopardstown bring on Thursday and Friday. But I was thinking this was going to be some big bumper week, but maybe not so much as it's turning out. Certainly from things like the all-weather. Dundalk's on a 2-week hiatus, so we've got no Dundalk on the all-weather, and the rest of the all-weather's a bit quiet this week. Which is where we've been doing a lot of work, and we're getting some good work back on the all-weather. So yeah, just a quiet week for the all-weather. So we're focused on the jumps, and I think that's converting, because I'm slightly raising the threshold I've got for the channel, meaning of slightly less selections. But I'm sure most people are actually quite happy because they don't have to go and do 7 different bets and whatever. All right, that is me. Enjoy your 27th of December. I'll be back tonight for the stuff for the 28th, and I'll also be doing the Tips the League update on tonight's video. All right, thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.